Hi everyone, thank you very much for joining today. So in today's video, I'm going to discuss and review Amazon job. So I have worked 1 year and 8 months in Amazon. First I was Amazon.com, that is Amazon USA, and then I joined Amazon.in, that is Amazon India. So in both of these, I have, I think, a good and enough experience to working and knowing Amazon. And while working, I also try to know other departments so I can understand how actually Amazon is and how much they care about their employees. So there is no doubt about customer that Amazon is really a customer centric company and they care a lot about their customers. But at the same time, being an employee, we also have to know how much they care about their employee. So let's review and you will come to a conclusion by yourself. So before starting review, I will let you know that I worked and I have found a lot of good advantages working in Amazon. But for the purpose of review, I had to find some disadvantages, which was a bit difficult. But still, I have tried my level best. And there is a disadvantage that I really want to discuss because this is a great problem. And I think Amazon should think about it because there are many people who suffer because of the disadvantage that I'm going to discuss, and I think you will also agree. Please let me know what is your opinion when I come to the first disadvantage. Okay, so let's start. We will start with advantages because there are a lot of advantages. So the first advantage that we get in Amazon is that Amazon, according to me, has very good work culture. So there are different criteria that people want to work in a company, but according to me, the best among all of advantages can be in a company is work culture, because work culture is something that ultimately decides whether we like or we do not like a specific company. So talking about Amazon, Amazon is really a company which is totally focused on a positive work culture. For example, there is no unprofessionalism, there is no lack of clarity, etc. Amazon has really a very good work culture, and if you join, you will really love to work there. At least I feel someone working there for 2 to 3 years will be totally enjoying, and they will not feel bored. Maybe after some time, when they are totally, especially this is my quality that if I learn something completely and there is nothing to learn new, then I may feel boredom. Okay, so this is the thing that I wanted to let you know, that well, while working in Amazon, the best thing you will see is work culture, and that will really motivate you to accelerate your career. So now talking about the second thing, while work culture is an important criteria, at the same time, how our seniors treat us, that also matter a lot. Okay, so discussing here, I have seen that my seniors were really very helpful. And in Amazon, if you work within 2 to 3 months, every time your team will change, your manager will change, everything will change in Amazon, and that is because of a specific reason. So there is no kind of nepotism or something like that. So that for that purpose it is changed almost very randomly, and I've worked under more than 7 8 managers, and to be honest, all of them were really very helpful. But yes, some of them were really very helpful, but all of them were helpful. So prior to other companies that I have worked, I have seen that managers are not quite helpful and they are a kind of discriminatory. But in Amazon, I did not find anything like that. In fact, some of managers are still my friend and we frequently talk. Whenever I need some help, they are ready to help me. Now, third thing, talking about Amazon is customer centric. Why customer centric is also important from an employee's perspective is that if a company does not have a good customer centric approach, that will also affect the employees. Why? Because suppose Amazon does not give uh, legitimate concession, in that case that will also affect us. Customers will treat us very badly, but there is nothing as such. Amazon really cares a lot about their customers, and sometimes working in Amazon, I really felt bad, thinking that Amazon cares too much about customers, that customers are quite exploitative of these principles. To be very honest, this is totally true. Amazon gives a lot of I can say flexibility and options to our customers, but still customers are ununderstandable and they frequently misuse or exploit these things. So this also makes my job easier. While working, you will find it very easy to help a customer and he or she will go very happy. That is the reason in Amazon the performance percentage is very high, but still all of us are very easily achievable. All of us achieve that very easily. because very easily we get good reviews. Okay, so for example, most of the time I used to get 89 to 90% of performance, and almost 99% in 99% cases I used to score above 95, because that was quite easy. And there are also different criteria which will make your performance far better. And in other companies, if you work and your performance sometimes if goes bad, which is totally understandable because it happens sometime, then again they will not tell you anything. So these things make me very happy about Amazon to work there, and I'm really happy still that I worked in Amazon. Now I will come to another point, and that is clear communication and on time services. So I hope this is clear. What I'm trying to tell you is that in other companies you will find there is a kind of lack of clarity about different functionalities, etc., and that is kind of loophole that they try to misuse. For example, they will tell you your shift time is 9 hours, but sometimes they will tell you to work beyond, before time or after time, but Amazon will never say. And if you ask those company why we have to work extra, then they will say we are giving this. They will give you some kind of justification for that, but Amazon does not do anything as such. Your shift time is the only time that you will have to work. If there is meeting, and meetings in Amazon is very frequent, even sometimes only meetings are scheduled but they never happen, but you get to sit and relax. These are very common, and all this happens within our shift time. After shift time there is no contact. No one will contact you after shift, because that is your personal life and they understand it very easily. Suppose in very rare case, if they have to exceed 2 to 3 or 5 minutes, then they will apologize so many times and they will take care of it. I think within a year it happened only once or twice that I had to exceed for 5 minutes. Okay, so I think this is also very good. Now I'll talk about leaves, because in every company leaves matter a lot, because you have seen, if you work in some companies you will feel like a robot without any feeling, any rest, etc. But this is an exception. In Amazon you get 2 week offs, and apart from that, 52 to 58 annual leaves, paid leaves. These leaves are paid. That means if you take these leaves, I mean you will get your complete salary. So this is quite easy, and availing these leaves are also quite easy. So I think this is another point that is very important about Amazon. Now the other thing that I want to talk here is about glitches and issues that we face while working from home. So suppose if I work from home, then it is quite understandable that sometimes my internet will not work, or I will face some issues, system issue. So in those times, sometimes what used to happen with me is that uh, take a leave for a day, or I could not complete my task. Suppose I have to complete 9 hours shift with 1 hour break, I used to be able only to work 2 to 3 hours. Amazon was quite understandable, and they did not force me, or even they did not deduct my salary. So sometimes it happens and they totally understand and they cooperate. But I think this is also ethical, that we should also understand, if someone is with you, someone is supporting, then we should be also supportive and should not misuse it. Okay. Now the other thing that I want to talk, and I think this is the last one, is about increment, etc. So if you work in Amazon you will get a lot of benefits: salary, food voucher, internet allowances, etc. And also they give you enough increment. Okay, so these were some of the things that I wanted to discuss. There are also some other which I am unable to include now. These were quite helpful, and I think you can understand on the basis of these benefits which very few companies provide us. Now we will go to disadvantages, and I will here mention the first disadvantage that I have already told you in the very beginning of the video, and that is the recruitment policy. So according to me, Amazon has very lengthy, very unclear hiring process, because I have seen a candidate applying, suppose in the month of January, and they did not get joined by the end of April or May. So this is quite a long time, and candidates are very confused. HRs do not care much; they do not reply. I have seen a kind of attitude that they are quite uncaring, and this is something that really hurts to see, because there are many people who apply under bad circumstances. Suppose if I'm applying and if I'm rejected, then I will get a regret email within 2 to 3 days. which is totally fine and I really respect that. But what happens if someone is in a good position and he or she will be selected? In that case, they take sometimes 20 days, 30 days, 1 to 2 months to reply, to just give a reply that we are moving forward with your CV or something. So I think here Amazon should send an email frequently to those who have a good chance, as an email is sent to those who are disqualified. The same should happen with those who are going to be qualified. There is very lack of information here, and I have seen many candidates very confused. They're not knowing what to do. Even one of my friends, I'll tell you, and this is not with only my friends, I've seen with other people also, is that they have been waiting for more than a month, and suddenly one evening they receive an email stating that you have to take a test within next 3 to 4 hours. So suppose what happens if someone does not receive an email within a month, then they are a kind of unattached from emails, and they are unable to complete because they only give 6 hours time. I don't know what to say here, but I do not find it quite helpful, because if you are letting someone wait for that more than a month, then you should give at least 2 to 3 days. Otherwise, please send an email earlier so they can have some time. So this was something that I really wanted to mention, that HR policy is really not good. HRs should be careful about candidates, because many of them leave other opportunities thinking that Amazon is a good company, and suppose in that case they do not get this job, how much they will be in trouble. So I think I personally request, if someone is watching from Amazon, especially HR team, then they should be careful about it. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to mention here is from a perspective of employees is customers issues. So while Amazon is very good, their policies are very good, I did not find most of customers to be very good. So kind of scammers, and I don't know what I say, but unscrupulous people are very common in Amazon. They misuse, exploit, and this also creates a problem for us. For example, a kind of a scammer comes, and which is very frequent. They will come and they will ask me for refund. Although sometimes Amazon give me permission to give refund, but I just want to clarify so that this is the thing, and I request you to be careful in future. In these circumstances, if you do not give them refund, they will start abusing, because they know our policy. And what happens is that they have contacted Amazon customer care many times, so they know if he is not going to help, then someone else is going to help, and on the basis of that he will abuse. And now, why other employees help? I'll tell you the reason. Because if you help someone, then the chance of getting a good review is very common and very expected. So under such circumstances, if for the same policy I do not help, then someone else is trying to interpret it in a more lenient way, and then he or she will give him the concession, and that creates a problem. So while I have found that Amazon really cares about their customers do not care, and they do not understand that this is a kind of good thing that Amazon has brought us. And I have seen one thing here in Amazon is that, like many other companies, which is very common in India, they do not give a promotion, or I can say IJP, to their internal people. Suppose I'm a graduate, and unfortunately I joined VCS, which I should not have joined. I should have joined VTS, seller support, SDS, SPS, these kind of posts, because I have I think good communication skill, and at the same time I have good degree. Although I may not be that much fluent in English, but I have good degree and knowledge, etc. So I joined at a lesser position. So Amazon should understand that my performance and everything is going good, and I should get progress. But they will not do. They will hire someone less qualified than me from outside, than hiring insiders. So that is the thing that I really do not like. Employees within company should be appreciated, and they should be given the right that they deserve, right? So if this is done, there will be more motivation among people, and they will work better, because an insider can do far better job than an outsider, and an insider deserves, right, a position more than an outsider. But this was lacking. Although Amazon gives a good increment, etc., but this was something, like many other companies or most companies, that is missing also in Amazon. Well, the other thing that I want to mention here is that if you work in Amazon, then in very short period there is a chance that they will take you in a specialty team. That means from primary team they will take to they will take you in another team of higher position. But now the problem here is that they will give you the salary of only the primary team. Although there is no much difference in work quality you have to do almost the same thing, or sometimes in specialty team you have to work lesser, as I had to, because I had to work in primary continuously, while in specialty I used to sit most of the time. But still, if I'm working in a specialty team, then I think I should get the salary of specialty, which was never seen and no one gets. Even one of my friends was a temporary trainer in Amazon for 2 to 3 months, and he worked as a trainer, but he got the salary of only an agent, a primary agent, for which he was working. So he was more tenured, and that is the reason he was given that post. And very frequently these things are done, but I do not think it to be helpful. Amazon should understand that if you are letting an employee work on a higher position, then by the time he or she works on that position should be getting the salary of that position only. So these are some of the reviews and important points that I have discussed, and I think with this you can conclude, or I would like to conclude that although there are some problems like most companies in Amazon also, but overall it is really very good. They care a lot about their employees. They take care of employees. They follow all international, national, and state laws. For example, our state West Bengal says that working on a leave working on your leave days, etc., should be a double pay. So they follow, not only this, they follow so many things. I'll give you another example. So there was a kind of shift, I forgot the name, but it was part shift. That suppose if you have a 9 hour shift, then you will work 8 hours in morning and 8 hours in evening. Okay, split kind of shift it was, and they will give you double pay, and you have to work instead of 5 days, only 4 days work they should be there. And there were so many benefits, so we were quite happy for this, but we later came to know that these kind of things are not allowed according to state laws, and that is the reason it was cancelled. So Amazon follows almost all rules, and there is no doubt about it. They do not exploit it, but I think there should be still some improvements, especially in the case of hiring processes and giving increment to agents. So with this, I'm concluding and ending my video. If you have any question, you can ask me. I provided a lot of job information on Telegram and my Facebook channel, especially a Telegram channel. You can join. If you have any question, you can go on Instagram on my ID. You will find the link in description and ask me any question. Or if you want to join, please let me know.